Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning from Malaysia. It's Mishie Hoops, and this is Joel Bergeron.
Hi, everyone.
And we're the creators of the Hula Hoop Institute and Hoop Dream Retreats. Thank you very much for joining us bright and early in our Malaysian morning. And I think for a lot of you, it is evening in North America or in the middle of the night in Europe. So appreciate you coming online to join us. So we're here today to talk about Hoop Dream Retreats and what they are and answer any of the questions that you have about attending a retreat or questions you have about workshops or traveling or whatnot. We're here to answer your questions. So, and we also have a special guest who we'll be introducing in a little while. So what are Hoop Dream Retreats? So all of our Hoop Dream Retreats are different experiences. This year we ran the retreat in Bali. Next year they're going to be on Langkawi Island in Malaysia. And we like to provide an opportunity for people to travel somewhere different and definitely somewhere warm, tropical. And so every experience is a different experience, even though in 2017, we have a number of retreats running one after the other. They're all going to be very different with different instructors. Some instructors are overlapping over the 3 Hoop Dream retreats, but they are going to be we're going to be offering different experiences. There will be some differing workshops as well. Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I was going to say, I think one of our dreams to provide people is, or the vision of Hoop Dream is also to have, a vacation, and a luxury holiday mixed in together with intensive learning. And so we've worked really hard to find, beautiful venues, inspiring locations like tropical islands like Langkawi, to hand selecting, some of the world's best teachers from around the world, from the United States, from Canada, from, the UK, from France. So we definitely work really hard to hand select and choose, not only location and venue and learning area, just as we probably saw about 100 hotels this year when we were looking for the perfect venue for everyone. So I think that's a really important what Hoop Dream is part vacation, part intensive learning experience, and it is quite intensive and lots of workshops and lots of fun things.
Sure. And this year we were in a villa in Bali that's owned by the Balinese royal family. And next year in Langkawi, we're going to a 4-star holiday resort. So it's really, really lovely. It's only 5 minutes from the beach, and we have the hotel's has its own private pier. So we'll be eating our breakfasts and lunches overlooking the water and the islands in the background. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Langkawi is actually a group of 99 islands. So from the island that we're on, you can see multiple islands, even from some of the rooms, actually. So it's quite a beautiful location.
Yeah, cool. And so this year, for the first time, we're also offering a Hoop Dream Retreat Fire Intensive. And that's going to be instructed by Emma Kenner, who's from the UK. And she travels all around the world teaching. And in 2016, she was awarded Fire Hooper of the Year and Instructor of the Year. So we're super excited to have Emma on board on our team teaching at Hoop Dream Retreat again, and this time specializing in fire. So it's going to be a little bit of a different retreat from our regular Hoop Dreams, but like we said, they're all unique and different experiences. Yeah,
definitely. I think fire is a really good. There's not many trainings around the world where you can go and learn fire, in an intimate small group, in a small, intimate group in a safe space, with one of the world's best spinners as well. Most people that learn how to spin fire, may learn on a beach at a flow jam or from friends in a backyard. And so I know there's a lot of people out there that are, either beginning or maybe they're quite intermediate hoopers, but they've always been scared or nervous to try fire. And I think there's a lot of people out there with the same dream of I want to learn fire. I want to be good at fire. I want to take it to the next level, but I want to do it in a comfortable, safe space. And I think that's the reason and the passion behind creating the Fire Intensive was let's create a safe space for beginners all the way up to advanced to play with fire in a comfortable, nurturing, surrounding. and have a beautiful holiday as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, we've had people contact us saying things like, you know, they don't have enough time to practice fire or have an intensive experience with fire. I mean, like, personally, my experience is I've gone to hoop conventions around the world, and I've gone to hoop jams in the countries that I've been living in. And normally in those situations, I only get to spin fire maybe like 3 or 4 times a night, because, you know, you have to take turns and whatnot. So for the fire intensive, we're going to have like Emma, who's going to be supervising everyone, and we have 4 assistants to her as well, so that everyone has the opportunity to continually be spinning fire. And you will, I guess this is going into a little bit of the workshop information, but like, you will get the opportunity to learn and practice all the safety procedures, as well as learning all the tricks.
Yeah, and to expand on that, to basically be able to set up your own fire, space, and know each of the stations and each of the roles, so that you could go back to your hometown or your jam area and set up a safe fire space as well for yourself.
Cool. Yeah, so that's fire. All right, so our dates for next year, with the Hoop Dream retreats, 2 of our retreats are already sold out. They sold out really quickly this year. And so we did decide to launch a 3rd Hoop Dream retreat. We need a minimum of 8 people to run that, and we're halfway there. Right now, we just launched that a couple of weeks ago. That is running from the 4th to the 9th of May. So if you do want that retreat to run, please make sure you sign up soon, so that we can definitely go ahead with running that and confirming our flights for all of our instructors to come and spend that little bit of extra time in Malaysia. And the fire retreat is running from the 21st to the 25th of April. So what's included in your retreat? It's a very busy schedule. So you will have a very intensive hoop experience if you want. So our schedule starts from, for the regular Hoop Dream retreats, the schedule starts from 8 o'clock in the morning with a yoga or a stretch or a circus strength training, depending on which week you join up to. And so we start with that at about 8 in the morning, and then we go into a break for breakfast, and then it's hoop workshops all day long, from about, I think it's about 10:30 we finish breakfast, and runs. Of course, we have breaks for lunch and we have breaks in between workshops. But yeah, it's hoop workshops with all of our instructors up till 6 o'clock, and then we go into town with our hotel shuttles, and we can visit the beach, and we're planning on having hoop jams on the beach during sunset, and dinner before returning to the hotel. Of course, if you need I guess a more relaxed vacation, you don't need to attend all of the workshops. The retreat is totally yours, and you can decide how many workshops you want to attend or not attend. We definitely had some people who liked a little bit of extra pool time this year, and we had a lot of people who wanted the full experience and attended every single workshop and talk and hoop jam this year as well. So it's totally up to you. It's your experience, and you can tailor it how you want it to be. The fire retreat, on the other hand, is a little bit different. And with the fire retreat, it's time for yourself in the morning, because we do go to quite late at night. So mornings are your quiet time, and you can go into town then. Just like with the regular hoop rooms, you can go into town in the evening and have your own time then. So fire is relaxed time in the morning and lunch on your own, and then you come back to the space to start at 2 o'clock, and we start training at 2 o'clock. So for most of it will be like theory just to start off with, and then we're going into fire tricks and training all day long until dinner time. And so with all of the workshops Emma will be running, we will be practicing with fire wicks, because if you haven't hooped with a fire hoop before, the weight is a little bit different because you've added the wicks onto your hoop. So we'll be practicing all of the tricks that we learn with the wicks, and then after dinner times, we'll be going out to an open space to start our fire circle, and we'll be practicing with fire there. of course, everything is going to be supervised, and like I mentioned earlier, we have our safety staff as well. So it's a very safe learning environment, and we really want to have an intensive training time and space. So we've got the open space for practicing fire from after dinner up till around midnight, so late. And that's why we start so late in the day as well, so we can go through till until midnight, or when we've had enough of fire for the day. Yeah. You have anything to add to fire?
I think it's a good time. Maybe we've talked about both retreats and sort of what a day looks like, right? A day in the life of the retreat. But I think a little time on Malaysia, I think, would be really great. So we chose Malaysia for a variety of reasons. Malaysia is a really unique country. I've been in Asia about 7 or 8 years now, and it's one of the most unique countries in Asia because of the 3 cultures, right? So it's a very multicultural country, and so to be able to visit a country and see so much diversity is something that you don't really see all of the time, you know.
And what are the 3 cultures?
So you've got Chinese, Malay, original Malay, and you've got Indian. And then you've got every mix in between. And so for me, you know, it's not like when I lived in Japan, for example, it was very Japanese, or when I lived in China, it was quite Chinese, or even when I lived in Bolivia, you know, quite Bolivian. But and here it's such a mix that I think the only other country I could relate it to is India, in the sense of that diversity of food, culture, music, you know, language and everything. You'll hear languages going off everywhere, yet everyone mostly speaks English. So it's quite easy to get around. Langkawi itself is a beautiful island. It's one of the most beautiful islands I've visited in Southeast Asia, actually. Quite close to Thailand, quite close to many other things. So if people are looking like, hey, you know, next year I could do, you know, Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia as part of my retreat, absolutely can. And many people currently are planning that right now. The thing about Malaysia, it's very safe. It's very open-minded, again, because of all of the cultures. People are quite used to, or more used to, you know, tourists and foreigners and things like that. Langkawi, there's so much to do, whether you just want to chill and sit on a beach, to whether you want to go parasailing, paragliding, hiking, jungle trekking, kayaking through mangrove, you know, forests, to going to see monkeys or other nature, to attending workshops. Like last year, some people in Bali did, you know, some jewelry making courses, or some more traditional courses. So there's a lot to do on the island for almost every type of person. And the evenings are definitely designed for that. So after the intensive workshops and after all day, we all head into town. And that's your chance to explore, to go shopping, to try different foods on your own, to go to the beach, and enjoy your time in the evenings as well.
So I guess, like, talking about that, like what's included in your retreat, right? So for the regular Hoop Dream retreats, well, actually for both of the retreats, we look after mostly everything. So from the minute you arrive at Langkawi Airport, we pick you up. We have team members who will be at the airport to pick you up and bring you straight to the hotel. And once you arrive at the hotel, you know, you go into your room. It's shared rooms, but every room has 2 beds. Each of those beds is a queen size, and it's all modern facilities. So no roughing it at all in this 4-star resort. And basically, like, once we start the retreat, our breakfasts and lunches are provided. Dinners are not, because we want to give people the opportunity to go into town to explore and try different flavors, even though we will be getting the hotel to give you samples of lots of different Malaysian cuisine. And then we are bringing in teachers from all around the world to coach you and train you in different elements of hoop dance. So all of your classes are included in your retreat tuition. And we also have lots of special experiences as part of the retreat. You know, I guess it's an all-inclusive package except for your flights. You need to take care of your flights yourself, because everyone comes from different places and flights are different costs, and people want to travel at different times and whatnot. And then, of course, we will look at doing some little trips around Langkawi as well. Definitely. Yeah. With the fire retreat, we include breakfast and dinner. Lunch is on your own. The shuttles are all included. So if you want, anytime you want to go into town, the hotel runs shuttles 5 times a day for hotel guests and for our participants. And we've got the hotel to organize Wi-Fi for us too, and snacks and things like that. So yeah, that's what's included. So once you're on the island, basically all you need to be responsible for is your own dinner.
Yeah.
And then any additional like tourist activities you want to do as well before or after your retreat.
One of the things we're really passionate about, and we discussed when we first launched Hoop Dream, was something what we call effortless travel. And that was, you know, I know what it was like when I first came to Asia 10 years ago and when I first traveled. And for a lot of our participants, it's the first time they've left their country or the first time they've been to Asia. And so we try to make it, you know, as comfortable and easy. Even with, you know, something we're passionate about is all of the help and support leading up to the retreat. We do 2 Google Hangouts where people can jump on, all of the participants can jump on to meet each other, to meet the teachers, to ask questions. Oh, what should I bring? What shouldn't I bring? What about this? So we do 2 of those. We publish an information booklet, which basically has all of the info that you need to know about, you know, packing lists and what's the weather going to be like and what's Malaysia like and these kind of things. And then we also have a private Facebook group. And this is something it's really awesome. So people can mix and mingle a little bit before the retreat. You can post any question that you'd like. We monitor it daily. So, you know, we're usually pretty quick about getting back to people's questions, and you can even hook up with other travelers. Like, hey, I'm going to Thailand after, like, would you, you know, like to travel with me or share a room? So there's lots of fun on those as well. So there's a lot of support leading up to the retreat as well to make sure that you're fully prepared and fully, you know, comfortable with your Malaysian journey. Cool. Yeah.
Speaking of questions, if you do have any questions, please feel free to add them into the chat box, and we'll do our best to answer them during this call. If we're not able to answer this during the call, we can always send you an email response straight after.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of questions actually about our payment plan. And so I might talk a little bit about that. So with the payment plan for our 2017 retreats, so we start our retreats in April, and we ask that all payments are complete 60 days before the retreat actually starts. So at the moment, there are 5 more I guess, installments for people who are on the payment plan. So when you buy your ticket, you place your deposit, and then every month you receive a equal value monthly invoice from us. And so we, as some people don't have the money to pay for their ticket up front, we charge a small admin fee, $60, for us to administer the payments every month. And that money goes towards our payment provider because there's obviously more bills coming. So yes, we have five remaining payments if you sign up for your deposit today, and that's October, November, December, January, February. And so if you're signing up today, and we're going to be giving away a discount code for anyone who's on the call as well, it will work out to be $221 for each remaining payment. However, if you wait all the way till Christmas and you sign up then if your payment plan starts in December, you're paying $385. So obviously, as there's lesser time, you'd be paying a larger amount because there's lesser months for you to complete your payment. If, however, you're on the call and you're listening in for 2018 because you're a keen bean, once you, I guess, as soon as we launch the retreats, if you're interested in signing up, then you pay your deposit, which is the same amount, and then you go ahead and pay. It's about $100 or less a month if you start right from the beginning. So a lot of people for the 2017 Hoop Dream retreats actually signed up really, really early so that they could take advantage of that and pay a lesser amount per month. If you're on the call and you're super keen about 2018, we haven't confirmed who our teachers are, where the retreat's going to be, the price of the ticket yet. But if you're super keen and you want to start that process now, please feel free to send us an email after the webinar. Email address is play@thehulahoopinstitute.com. And we can start talking about how you might want to organize your payment plan. Yeah. So the code for your $50 off, and it's exclusive to the people who are listening in on this webinar, it's Dream Travel Hoop which it says on our shirts, Dream Travel Hoop, and you put that in at checkout. If you are just placing your deposit, we actually take the $50 off your payment plan because the deposit is the full amount. But if you're buying your full ticket now, then go ahead and enter Dream Travel Hoop.
So just to summarize, if you would like to use the payment plan either this year or next year, simple for any ticket type. You simply make a $500 deposit. Once we receive your deposit, you'll receive monthly invoices that are broken up to equal out the payments over the few months. Or if you're super savvy and want to save a little money, if you pay the full price of the ticket, you save the admin fee and the fees involved in paying over a payment plan. But we work really hard to make sure that anyone can attend, and we've had a lot of people last year that took the payment plan and tried to fundraise or try to do different things to get out here. And so it's really exciting for us to see someone get excited and do all of these different things to make their dream come true and to be able to visit Asia and have a vacation. So super exciting.
Yeah, and I'd like to introduce one of those people right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we have Taylor Duffrin on the line. I'm going to share her screen with you very shortly. So Taylor attended Hoop Dream Retreat in Bali as a participant this year. And I'm not sure if it was her first time traveling overseas, but we'll let Taylor talk to us about that and her experience. And she's returning as a student for the Fire Intensive in 2017. And she's also going to be an instructor for the final week of the regular Hoop Dream Retreats from 4th to 9th of May in 2017. So I'm just going to bring Taylor up. Taylor.
Takes a couple seconds sometimes to.
Yeah. Taylor, you just have to accept the screen share.
Hi. Did it work?
There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, Taylor.
Hi, guys. It's so good to see you. Hello, everybody. As you guys know, I'm Taylor.
Sorry?
Huh?
Oh, we just wanted you.
I was saying hi, I'm Taylor.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your Hoop Dream experience last year and your traveling experience and coming back in 2017.
I would love to. Last year was my first year actually going to Asia in general. I've been out of the country, but never over to that side of the globe. It was a really great experience, honestly. Everything is included besides your plane ticket, which is super convenient and wonderful. Traveling to Asia, it's a little bit of a long flight, but it's all definitely worth it. Just be prepared and have good stuff to do in the airport when you're waiting for your flight and on the plane. But other than that, the retreat itself is really well organized. We have a schedule that we get a copy of, either on your phone or it's on their Facebook group. And you get activities and breaks, of course, and coconut breaks. I think we got in Bali almost every day. Was that right? Every day, yes. And your day is very packed with a lot of teaching, a lot of fun, a lot of learning. It's a very awesome experience, and it was honestly a life-changing experience last year because it's not just about hooping or exercising. We also get some sort of spiritual stuff incorporated by Joel, which was personally something that I wasn't expecting at all, but ended up being one of my favorite parts of the retreat. Sorry, my cat is in the room right now. But other than that, it's a very beautiful experience and it's well organized. Our rooms were very, very nice last year and everybody was super cool to hang out with. You meet some very, very awesome people from around the globe that you wouldn't normally meet. So that was very awesome and heartwarming to get to experience all of that as well.
And you've chosen to come back 2017 as a student and an instructor. So
yes.
Just like what made you decide that you wanted to come back?
Well, honestly, the fire retreat really caught my heart. I love fire, and it's something that I would absolutely love to learn more concretely how to do safely and effectively, and of course learn from the fantastic Emma McKenna, which I experienced her teaching skills last year during the regular retreat. She had some absolutely wonderful workshops, one called the Crotch Extravaganza. That was honestly one of my favorites. And her just teaching style is so wonderful and awesome, and you have so much fun that you don't even really realize like how much you are learning because you're having so much fun and laughing and just enjoying the presence of Emma. I definitely decided to go back. I was not going to pass up this year. It's an experience that honestly like completely changed my flow life and just like my life in general. Like it was a no-brainer.
That's great. Thanks, Taylor. And so I guess you're going to be coming back as an instructor. And so we haven't actually spoken about this yet, but like, have you thought about like what types of workshops you'd like to offer as an instructor?
Yes, this is something I've been meditating on a lot. And I've kind of take a lot of input from the videos I post on Instagram of what people would like me to teach and learn and make tutorials on. I intend on teaching kind of a contact coin workshop where I show and incorporate a lot of my contact aerial moves to on body into escalators. So that's one that I'm very concrete on teaching, but the other two are a surprise for you guys to find out when either we have a later webinar or you guys come to the retreat, hopefully.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Taylor. And I guess like the other thing like that makes the retreat, I mean, for me, like I love going to international hoop conventions because it just expands my hoop network by, you know, hundreds of %. And now I have hoop friends all around the world that anytime I go to any country, I can just be like, hey, where are the hoopers at? And then we hang out, whether I've met them before or not. So how has that changed, I guess, for you? Like I know you have met up with some of the hoop dreamers outside of the retreat and obviously kept in touch with some people as well.
Oh yes, definitely. I made friends literally all over the world. So there was people that I really connected with from South Africa, Korea, France. Like you are literally having a cultural experience and get to meet so many new friends from like everywhere in the world. It's honestly wonderful. And I the first time I actually met Alexis Dizzy Dynamic was in Bali at this hoop convention. So I never really figured out like, oh my gosh, this girl lives so close to me. Like it's honestly kind of an experience where you learn something about like the people who are in the United States as well, as opposed to like everyone from out of the country too, of course. So you just get to kind of meet everybody. It's kind of like a melting pot of culture and hoop dance and experience. It's awesome.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you didn't actually meet her in Bali, but you guys met while you were traveling. So you met.
Oh yes, we met in the airport at Hong Kong. That's right. We met on the way there, not really in Bali, but in transit to Bali. Yeah. We actually got a hold of each other's numbers and we met up in the Hong Kong airport, which is an awesome airport if you have a chance to go through that airport on your way to Bali, because you usually have to make 1 or 2 stops on the way to Asia if you're coming from America. So that airport is a definite want to see thing.
And we just came back from Canada through the Hong Kong airport, and my goodness, it's a very large airport. It's like 500 gates. So if you are traveling through Hong Kong, you want to give yourself plenty of time to walk through.
Definitely.
I was like, there's delicious things I wanted to eat, but we didn't have the time because the airport was so big. Yeah. Awesome. Well, did you have anything else that you wanted to add, Taylor?
Nothing really. Well, I guess the food too is a very good point to bring. The food at Bali was awesome last year. I tried so many wonderful foods that I like would never have tried in my whole entire existence, and it was awesome. Like you get a full taste of the culture where Mishie and Joel hold the retreat. So it's just like, again, I'll say it over and over again, it's just like a whole package of awesome experiences and learning that you get to kind of delve into.
And I think Malaysia will be even more interesting because, as Joel mentioned earlier, we've got the Chinese people, the Malay, and the Indian, and we'll definitely be trying all of those sorts of foods, as well as, balancing that out with what you may want to eat, like Japanese food or Western food or whatever you're used to at home. So there's a balance of everything, I guess, in Langkawi. Cool.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Taylor.
Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you. Mwah.
I'm going to close you out now. Great.
I think one thing that Taylor mentioned about, community and meeting hoopers from around the world, I think one thing that came to mind for me too, and a lot of people ask this, is what about my level? Oh, I'm super advanced, or I'm super, basic, or I've never hooped before. Every dream that we've had, we've always had a variety of levels, and the instructors know, and they tailor the workshops to basically be, valuable for everyone, whether you're advanced or brand new. And so we definitely, extend, part of our dream too, and also part of the reason why we keep the group small and intimate is we want you to have maximum time with the teacher. We want you to be able to explore, the areas that you're most interested in as well. And I think even the diversity of the workshops between, working on flow and tech and choreography and different aspects of your hooping journey as well, I think is another point that I think is really great. So if you're out there and wondering about your level, honestly, the level thing, it's your retreat. It's very personal for you, and so people concentrate on their own individual journey, just like attending a yoga retreat, right? There is no levels. It's more about expanding your knowledge, your skills, and your flow as well.
Sure. I mean, this year we had people who had never ever hooped before, up to people who'd done like 1 or 2 workshops in the past, up to people with 10 years experience. And then we also had people like, obviously Taylor attended, and Alexis, Dizzy Dynamic attended. And we also had Leela, who's also coming back as an instructor this year, who has like 10 years experience and is a full-time performer and instructor. So there was definitely something for everyone. And I think a lot of people are concerned that I'm not good enough, or I need to be a full-time hooper to attend this. The other thing that may be interesting to you is that not all of our instructors are full-time hoopers. So, for example, Morgan Jenkins, Miss Mojangles from the Hooptown Hotties, she has a job in the TV industry, and she hoops very regularly in her personal life. And Alexis also has a job at a bank, and Taylor has a job in insurance, and Joel and I run another company as well, which we help creatives with their business skills, called The Future is Creative. So we do more than just hoop. And it's a really wonderful mix of people. In terms of attendee ages as well, we had people who were from, like, I guess around 22, 23 or maybe even 21 were our youngest this year. And then people up to, we had quite a few moms who were having a little holiday and a little break away from their families and lives at home as well. So it's a really nice experience. It's a really great way to treat yourself. We had a lot of people buy themselves some early Christmas presents to come on the retreat, or birthday presents or graduation presents from college and university as well. So I guess a lot of people were treating themselves. We celebrated a birthday as well while we were in Bali. Okay, well, I guess I'm
open Q&A.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat box now. Otherwise, we're going to keep rambling, and then we're going to wrap up.
Definitely. And if any of your friends couldn't make this call, please let them know that we'll be releasing the recording as well. So just watch our Facebook page for an entire copy of this. Or if you just want to rewatch this webinar again to see us, then go ahead. It'll be available. Okay, Taylor has a question.
Yeah. Will fire hoops be provided at the fire retreat, or will we have to bring our own props? Okay, so with the fire retreat specifically, fire hoops will not be provided. We are setting up an agreement at the moment with a couple of companies, a hoop company and a fireworks company, to get some really good deals for participants to get good quality professional I guess wicks and hoops, and they'll be available for pickup at the retreat. So you can purchase them without having to pay for postage and whatnot, and also arriving at the retreat with clean wicks if if you're concerned about traveling with fireworks. If you do have your own fire tools and you want to bring them along, we will be providing some tips before the retreat on how to travel with your fire props. We will also be covering that during the retreat as well. I've traveled, I know a lot of people are a bit concerned about traveling with fire props. I've traveled with fire props quite a lot, and so has Emma. So we'll be sharing these tips with you. For the regular retreats, we will have hoops available for use. But if you have your favorite hoop, which I know I do and a lot of other people do, like, please feel free to bring along your hoops. And we'll be releasing a tutorial on how to travel with your hoops in the coming months as well.
Definitely. Yeah, we had lots of questions about that last year, how to best travel with hoops. So it's definitely something we'll be addressing. But I think most people love bringing their own hoops, but we'll have hoops here available. And so, yeah, no worries there at all.
Yeah. Cool. Any other final questions? And if you're a little bit shy and you don't want to ask those questions on the call today, please feel free to reach out to us via Facebook message or email. Our email again is play@thehulahoopinstitute.com. And obviously, if you want to sign up and the tickets are available on the website, you have our code for your $50 discount, Dream Travel Hoop. And what we'll be doing after this call is raffling off one of these tops. We're going to be filming it and putting it on Instagram and Facebook later. So if you're not following us, please go ahead and follow us on both Facebook and Instagram as the Hula Hoop Institute.
Great.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on the call today. And